Some people survive life. Some people fight their way through it. And some people drag their traumas with them every single day and keep it moving. Today, we're sitting down with a man that was never meant to make it this far. Not with his childhood. Not with the streets that he grew up around. Not with the violence. Not with the addiction. Not with the losses. And not with the demons in his head. He grew up in care. He's been stabbed, kidnapped, and broken. He lost his best friend to murder. And after, fell into a crack addiction. He ended up in jail. And somehow, he turned the camera in a way for him to survive. This is the story of Cozzy Media, Cameron Mears. No pretending, no filters, no hiding, raw and uncut. I'm your host, Jermaine Curtis Liebird, and this is Are We There Yet? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Lee?
Cameron.
Yeah, all right.
How's it going?
It's all right, you know.
Would you like me to call you Cameron or Cozzy?
Cozzy.
Cozzy.
Cozzy, yeah.
Cozzy is.
Cozzy.
Cozzy, not sure if you've seen the show, but feel comfortable, get as comfortable as you need. The sweets here, I've got a bad sweet addiction, that's my addiction. Yes, sweets. You've got water here, and if you feel like you need to vape, vape. You told me that you got a vape addiction. If you need to vape, just be yourself and be comfortable.
Come on.
And I've got a lot of questions I need to ask you here, a lot of serious questions. You've had a serious story, and I feel like people probably scratch the surface on what they know about you. So, today I'd like to hear a lot about you. I know you're out there, gone viral, you're out there doing your videos and so forth and whatnot. And, I want to know the story behind the man with the camera.
Sweet.
No problem. So if you don't mind, I've got some serious questions to ask you. A lot of questions. Feel as comfortable answering the questions and just take your time and be yourself.
Come on.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we're there yet.
There yet. Right. Before anything else, what was Cameron like as a child? Before, the streets, before all the drama happened, what was Cameron like as a child?
As a child, so I was I left my mum's when I was about 12, 13. I went into care. So before that, Cameron as a child, I had on the outside, I had like it looked a pretty normal family.
When you say normal, what's normal?
What is normal? But it looked like there was no real issues. There was nothing like this. There was no. It looked like a normal family. Like obviously, my dad wasn't about the stepdad. It was a bit of a knob. But till about 7, 8, I'm not going to go into that. But something happened when I was about 7, 8 that set off a course where I went. I tried telling my mum about it. She didn't listen. And then, like, obviously I started misbehaving, that sort of thing. Do you know what? I never felt like I belonged in that family home. Like, I never felt like I belonged anywhere. Never.
In your own family home?
In my own family home. Still to this day, I don't feel like I fit in family homes. Yeah, it was hard as a kid. I never felt like I fitted in anywhere, even in school and that. I never felt like I fitted in. And then growing up, obviously, my stepdad was abusive. Did something wrong, I'd get levelled, but it wasn't just like a normal levelling. I got levelled.
When you say you got levered, like it wasn't a normal levelling?
It wasn't a normal.
What's normal levelling, and what was the extent that you went through?
So I'd say like a normal levelling, if which goes on in family homes, like say if you do something wrong, you get a belt around the back of the head, but not to the extent where you're being hit with a belt or You know, like, my stepdad was a big man. He's a 6'3" man. He's a big man. From the age of 7, 8, all I remember is just getting levered off him whenever I did something.
Not even your own dad?
Not my own father, no.
And he didn't feel no way putting his hands on you?
Didn't feel no way about it. I think he thought it was norm.
What did your mum think about
that? So my mum, I still don't speak to my mother to this day. So my mum, I have spoke to her through certain times, like when my daughter was born, I'd started speaking to her, but my mum was being controlled herself. So now there's no animosity towards her. I understand that my stepdad was a controlling, manipulative man. So there's no animosity, but obviously, I don't know what she thought. I was the problem child. My brother and sister were good kids. I was just always in trouble, but I've pinpointed it. I've done a lot of like therapy around it. I'll be honest, done a lot of therapy around it. And my behaviour started when something happened to me. That happened in a hospital from a doctor. That shouldn't have happened to me. So my behaviour...
Something happened in the hospital with a doctor?
Yeah. Something happened. I don't really want to go into it on the thing, but something that shouldn't happen to kids happened to me in that hospital. And then my behaviour started to, like, when I tried telling my mother about it, didn't listen. So obviously my behaviour started, coming out. And I felt, do you know what I felt like? Obviously, because I was always the one. I remember once we had biscuits for Christmas. Yeah. And obviously me being a kid, seen these flipping posh biscuits, like the sweet jar and all that.
Yeah.
And I've took them to my room and ate them all, thinking nothing of it. I went to school with a black eye the next day, 2 black eyes. So yeah, that was that. And then obviously growing up, kept getting into trouble, kept running off, kept knocking about. And then, so it got to the point with my stepdad where I used to do things to wind him up, knowing I'd get a reaction. So it got to that point where it was like, I'd sort of play cat and mouse with him. So then when I was about 12, 13, I did something in the house, I flipping, so he had this old car, I flipping smashed all the lights on that on purpose.
His car?
Yeah, his car, yeah, smashed all the lights on purpose, and I ran away. About 3 days later, my mum comes to find me, and I remember it clear as day to this day, because it still haunts me, it's still haunts me. She turned to me in the car when she found me, and she said, I'd started smoking weed and that at this point, dead young as well.
How old were you at this time?
12, I started smoking weed. I remember she turned to me in the car after she picked me up. So I'm originally from Wales as well.
You're from Wales originally?
I'm originally from Barry Island in Wales.
Right. So what age did you move to Manchester?
17, 18.
Okay.
So she turned to me in the car and she said, do you want to go home and face your stepdad? Or do you want me to drop you at the hospital and put you in care? And I said, you can drop me at the hospital. And from then on, that was the same hospital that something happened to. So I felt like let down, by my mother twice, more than twice. And from then on, like, my life just went out of control. I went into foster care at first, from the hospitals, at the hospital for a few days, went into foster care at first, started getting arrested a lot for street robberies and stuff like that, dead young. And basically, just because I kept going missing from these homes, kept like running off. My behaviour was wild, to be honest. Started taking some more serious drugs, that flipping MCAT. Dead young. Yeah, it's like MDMA. But I started taking that dead young, about 14. I started taking that.
Oh gosh.
And then ended up in children's homes. And do you know what, them homes are rough, you know.
Yeah.
Like they're not rough, but they're rough. Like the staff in there. I met a top staff member, Andy Young. If you're watching Andy Young, you mean. Obviously, I kept running off from the one in Cardiff, so they sent me to one in Birmingham. And I was there for about two years in Perry Bar. And even there, I just carried on getting in trouble. Just usual sort of thing. Just in and out, in and out. I never felt like, because I didn't have anything, my friends would like get things, you know, off their mum and all that, and like, because I didn't have anything, my friends would go home at about 9 o'clock. I'd go missing, and I'd have to like, obviously they give you clothes in care, they don't give you money in your hand, so, do you know, when like your friends are going halves on a draw or this or that, I had to start stealing things and doing things like that just so I felt included. Do you know what I mean?
So you didn't feel left out?
So I didn't feel left out, yeah, because it's always, Cameron's the poor kid, Cameron's the one that never got a tenner, Cameron's the one like this, Cameron's the one that, yeah, he's got nice clothes because social services buy him, but Cameron's the one with no money, Cameron's the one with, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I felt, which my friends didn't really mind, but they did. Do you know what I mean? Like, you was always being left out. So I felt left out from my friendship group unless I went and did something. And that sort of like was the way it was. I had no real role model. The only role model I had was either just kids on the estate. Do you know what I mean?
Growing up in care, it's not just being placed somewhere. Like you mentioned, it's about, you know, being replaced and removed all the time and replaced again. You know, do you ever remember your earliest understanding of what care meant and what it was, of being moved and feeling like, you know, you just...
So yeah, I do. So my mum actually said, about 2 years before I went into care, because I remember we was in the garden, she said, "Don't worry, Cameron. She was like she's a teacher, my mum, and she said she had a pupil that was in care, and she was telling me about him, and then I remember she said to me, she said, "You'll never go into care like that." And look what happened. But it was like, the only thing I seen was Tracy Beaker on the TV. Was like, that's what I thought it was like, but it's not like Tracy Beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just... So I had a lot of placements, a lot of placements. Trisha McCafferty, she was mint. She wanted to keep me, but because I was just a little bastard, social services kept moving me. I'd settle somewhere, move, settle somewhere, move, settle somewhere, move. My dad actually, my real dad actually found out I was in care and got me to go stay with him, you know, went through social services and all that, got me to go stay with him and then put me back in care after a week.
Yeah.
So it was like...
why did he do that?
I don't think his missus like me, tell you the truth. I just don't think his missus like me. I didn't really do a lot either when I was there. I just remember sitting playing on the PlayStation, but I didn't know him, so it was like... Yeah, it was a bit mad, yeah. So I ended up back in care. I was only with him for like a week. But I remember we did have an argument. We had a massive argument, and next thing you know, the police got called. I was back in care. And then I moved around. And then, yeah, that was that. That was pretty much that.
You ever feel like you had a home, or was it always just
Never
temporary?
felt like I've had a home. To be honest, to this day, I still don't really. I've got a house. I've got I've got a flat, but I don't like staying there. Do you know what I mean? I'm out constantly because I don't. Still to this day, it's still. I'll be honest. I like to this day, I still don't feel like I've got like like a home.
Yeah.
It's just I'm a very basic man, so all I've got in my house is a bathroom, kitchen, and a bed and a thing. I don't buy things for my house because I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know how to. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't watch telly, so I don't have a telly on the wall. If I watch anything, I'll watch my laptop. Don't get me wrong, I can afford to go and buy it. I just don't know how to make a house a home. I'll be honest about that. I don't. Still to this day.
Are you seeking help with that?
I'm trying to channel it on my own. Trying to like. Obviously, I've got everything I need. But as to like putting pictures on the wall or doing this or doing that, I don't do that. I literally just use it somewhere to sleep. My ideal plan is to go and live in a van, because then I can always be on the move, and it suits my little thing where I've always got to move.
Do you feel like you've been conditioned that way because of your upbringing?
I'd say
it's be on the move.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
Do you not want to change?
Yeah, of course I want to change, but it's just, of course I want to change. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to channel it. I speak to God about it a lot. I'm a Christian now.
Amen.
I speak to God a lot about it a lot, and I am slowly breaking the things. Like I'm mentally well. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in my past, I haven't been mentally well, and obviously, that I'd say that's from my upbringing, from that, yeah.
What's your apologies, I got a bit of a cold. What's your harshest memory of the system? One that still hurts when you think about it now.
The lies. Do you know what? Obviously, there's a few. There's a few, So there was obviously I'll go with the lies one, and then I'll tell you the next one. So the lies, obviously, I was in Newport, and they told me I was going back to a home in Cardiff, which is where I wanted to be. All my friends was in there. My friend was in the home, and they gassed me up all the way through, going, "Yeah, you're going back to this home in Cardiff. You're gonna be all right." Blah 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 blah. They went, "You're moving tomorrow," and then when they've come and got me, they've got me with the police. I'm thinking, "Wow, what's going on here?" I got in the car with my social worker. Got in the car with my social worker in the back seat, and he's put the child locks on, but the police are there as well. I'm thinking, wow, am I being arrested here or something? He went, "Oh, by the way, you're going to Birmingham." Them lies, and then also in the homes, obviously, there's a lot go on in them homes. Like a lot of the girls self-harm. So you're physically seeing that at a young age, girls like proper self-harming, and then knowing that things are happening to them, and you're just like, it just becomes like, yes,
And you're saying things are happening to them, like
things happen to the girls in the home that I was in, especially one of them, that I just ignored, because obviously I just wanted to go out all the time, so I never used to go home much. So you're quite aware of what's happening, especially if you've got like a switch. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to go too far into that. That's not that's their trauma. Not
yeah.
But you're aware of what's going on in them homes.
How old are you at this time?
14.
Heartbreaking, man.
And then I remember what the home I was in Birmingham, Anthony Young, top guy, They always used to try and tell me about Jesus. But obviously I had this front with the staff where I'd I'd test my limits with them, because I just wanted to go out all the time. I'd just be a little nuisance, be a little bastard. I'd just push them, try and bully my way out.
Yeah.
And obviously, Anthony coming, I remember his second week, he didn't say much to me for the first week. He just started, he'd come from another home to work here. And obviously me, seeing him, he's got big gold teeth, black guy, covered in tattoos, ex-gang member. And I'm thinking, right, who's this guy here? He's telling me he does MMA and all that, and for next, he said, if you ever slap me like you've done to some of these stuff, I'm going to whip you back, Cam. I thought, yeah, he won't do nothing like that. And he won't do that. So I tried it one day after he'd been there about 2-3 weeks. I tried it, and he sparked me out, Honestly, he fully dropped me.
Wow.
Right, but I tell you what, after that terrain, he was the best staff member I ever had. I remember all the other kids in this home went home for Christmas, to their families, or had some form of all their uncles, wherever they was going. There was just me and him left in the home. And he took me to his mum's, He said, no, you're coming, you're coming to my mum's. He said, you're not staying here on your own for Christmas. He took me to, I'll never forget it. To this day, I'll never forget. It's one of the nicest things anyone's ever done to me.
What a nice one. I'm glad you experienced that.
Yeah. Aren't they? Yeah, you sound on me.
Good, man. It's nice to have people like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was pretty much it. And then obviously, I left care when I was 16.
In care, it's tough, like you just said. And, kids like to talk with their fists. Was it like that for yourself? A lot of fights and altercations all the time?
With the staff, yeah.
With the staff?
With the staff, and then I was always getting battered. I'm not
battered by staff.
Yeah, and they do this thing, like this preparing, what do they call it, team teacher, where they restrain you and they're not supposed to hurt you, but they can't restrain you, so they end up whacking you in the ribs.
A bit like the police.
Bit like the police. So yeah, I think it's a bit like the police. But even outside the home, I was always getting levelled. I had a lot of fights, but I haven't won a lot of them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to paint that I'm some guy, because I'm not. I had a lot of fights, and I got battered a lot of times. I was always getting battered, to be honest with me. I'll be honest, I was getting battered. I'd steal something and get battered.
By now?
Yeah.
Come on. But you're all right now. You're not getting battered now.
No, I'm not getting battered now, no.
No. Are there, apart from Andy that you mentioned, are there any other people that, stand out to you that have played a significant part?
Yeah. Louise, my social worker, I still speak to her to this day. I had her since I was 14. She doesn't work for social services anymore. But I still speak to Louise, my social worker. And I had had a foster carer for a time being, Nisi. Social services moved me, but she still kept in contact, and they become my family. Even when I left care, they become my family. So yeah, still contact them.
Do you ever think like the system, because you went through a lot, do you think it made you a survivor, or was it a case of it created your demons?
I'd say it created a bit of both. Because it made you be able to, I can just switch off me. So I can just switch emotions off. I can just oh, that's sweet. But then sometimes I can't. I'm over thing with it. But it makes you, something drastic can happen to you and you're like, all right, okay, sweet. Whereas to other people, it would be the end of the world. Do you understand what I mean? It conditions you. And then I believe that the system lets a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Obviously, you still make your own choices. Very much you make your own choices and you're responsible for your actions. But I think the system there's not many people I know that have left care that have been successful, really. I know a few, but there's not. They've always gone down some path first, or do you know what I mean? There's not many people that I've known have left and just gone instantly like that. There's very few. I think that. Yeah, I'd say, because obviously when I was 16, living in a hostel, when I left care, it was like, fucking hell, what do I do here?
Can you imagine?
Well, what's Trina got to cut? What's Trina got to do there? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe.
If you could speak to your younger self, 10 years old, care, what would you say to him?
Give up the fight and go along with them. I was constantly pushing limits, pushing limits, thinking I knew best, saying, no, I'm not doing that, when really I wanted to do it. Go to college.
Yeah.
And just try and use as much help off them as you possibly can. Get away from idiots on the estate and think about yourself. I still do it to this day. I think about everyone else before I put myself first. So I'd think about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you? Just think about yourself.
When you left care, what did you walk into?
When I left care, I didn't know. I was always on the sesh, to be honest. So it was always like I was finished. But when I left care, I was already bad on the drugs. So it was
Drugs. What drugs are we talking about?
MCAT, cocaine. Not too much cocaine, because I'll be honest, it was expensive. So weed. I become 17. I was a secret smoker on the swag. For about a year, got off that.
Crack.
Nah, the other stuff. Heroin. So I was a secret smoker for nobody knew. My friends didn't know. But I remember we used to go when you're kids, you beat the local smacker up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's funny where it's not funny because that's a human being, but
Yeah.
just go smack it.
This is it, yeah.
So I'd been in this one guy's house, Alex, smoking gear with him. And next thing you know, I'm whipping him with my mates, and he come out with it. And he was in my house the other day, cheeky bastard. And then it sort of come out, but then I got myself sorted. I started knocking about. I went to jail, actually.
How did you get yourself sorted? Because not many people come back when they go down that road, especially not on their own. I mean, I don't know anybody that's come back from going down that road on their own.
I went to juveniles.
It's just so mad hearing that. I used talking about smoking heroin and then now seeing juveniles, it's like, what the hell?
I went to a juveniles, and then a young offenders of jail sentence. And when I come out, I sorted myself out, and it just didn't smoke it. Just was like that. Just didn't smoke it.
You couldn't smoke it in the jail, of course, so that would have helped you to get off it.
Yeah, so obviously the staff, the officers in there knew I was rattling off that, but I wouldn't admit to it, because you know what it's like when you're kids, the flipping smackheads get terrorised. Still to this day, that's still the drug users get terrorised in jails. They get names and all that, so I wouldn't admit to it. So I was still going out, and I spent about 2 days behind my door, and then I was out on the wing. But I just thought I'm not doing it when I get out, and I didn't use it for a few years, for a while, yeah. And then when I got out, I started. So my best mate, Chile, Shafia. We started grafting together.
What kind of grafting?
Selling the stuff that I just got off.
Okay.
But my friend was, he kept me in line without realising, you know, like, he wasn't a session, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. He grew up in, he was focused, yeah. And when I was with him, I didn't even drink. So we was inseparable. We was like literally inseparable. And that was that for a bit. I'd moved to Manchester at this point. He's from Newport, but we used to go all over. So he'd be up here, I'd be down there. You know, like we'd be all over.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. And then obviously that went on. I went back to jail. He went back to jail. We'd come out, same thing. And then he got murdered. 11th, 19th of the 11th, 2019. It's just been the anniversary. Huh?
Sorry to hear, man. You mind stop asking, like, what happened?
So basically, kids, he still owes me 20 quid, Chilly, you little bastard. So kids went through his door to rob him. Well, rob us. I'd gone to the gym. So obviously what happened is they've gone through the door to rob him, and he didn't have anything in the house. They didn't believe him, so they've hit him with an hammer and left him in the wardrobe for a few days. And then they hit him with an hammer, left him in the wardrobe, hit him with a bottle as well, and he's just been left there. And then his partner found him, and he died in hospital a few days later. He was in the wardrobe for like a day, dying. Died of a thing, yeah. But he never had nothing in the house to give over, so he died for nothing. I think they took like half a box of weed off him, something like that, and that would have just been his weed.
Sorry to hear, man.
After that, my head fell off, you know, like, I started just going out all the time, getting on the sesh all the time. Then I started smoking crack. I was fully in Manchester then. I wasn't leaving Manchester at all.
How did that happen? You said you started smoking crack.
The cocaine didn't work anymore.
So, what, you made a conscious choice that I'm just going to try crack, or did somebody introduce you to it?
Yeah, somebody introduced me to it, yeah.
Right.
So, obviously, when we go out, sniffing that much coke, I was just on it all. You know, them guys that are just on it all the time from the moment they wake up to thing. And I was just, by any means, I was going out and getting it by any means. Like, I was going out all night, grafting, doing this, doing that. You know what, like that. And then I was in this house, and they was all smoking crack, and I couldn't get any sniff. They went, "Why don't you try this?" And I'll tell you what, I remember smoking it, yeah, and just lying down on the floor thinking, that's fucking amazing, that. And then that was that.
What was so amazing about it?
It just absolutely just blew my head off, I'll be honest. I'm not, it just sent me instantly, like, just blew my head off, and then that was that.
Can you describe that feeling of blowing your head off?
Not really, no, everything didn't matter for about 10 seconds.
It's just 10 seconds?
Yeah, just 10 seconds, nothing mattered for that 10 seconds. And then I was constantly chasing after that. So it sends you, so it sent me scatty afterwards. But for the when you have it, it's hard to explain. It's like, it just took everything else away. Do you know what I mean? It just took no other, like, my head was just like, there was nothing else that mattered other than smoking that pipe and feeling that feeling.
Yeah.
It just took over my soul. And then that was that pretty much. I was just in and out. Everybody on the estates wanted to kill me.
Why?
I was constantly thieving on the estates.
I was going to say, like
constant, like, just constant. I'd tell them I wasn't grafting on the estate, but I'd peep up and climb through windows and try and car doors every night on the estate.
Just to get that fix.
Just to get that fix, yeah. And then I remember staying at this one house, and I got dragged out of bed.
Dragged out of bed by who?
I'm not going to mention names, but I got dragged out of bed by some guys whose house had burgled. And absolutely just took somewhere for a few hours. And yeah.
You got when you got kidnapped?
Yeah, that's when I got kidnapped. That time.
So it happened more than once?
Yeah, the other one wasn't really like a kidnap, but it was. But that time, do you know what? I'll be honest, yeah. So I'd started back on the heroin as well at this stage.
Back to the heroin?
Back to the gear, yeah. So I was on both, and obviously, I don't like telling people that, so I sort of keep that like thing. But I own it now because look, I'm clean. I'm doing my best, so I don't. If it helps somebody else get clean, then it helps somebody else get clean.
And you had to see someone else on the other side. It's inspirational.
Yeah. So all I cared about was, fuck, I'm gonna die fucking poorly here. I'm not gonna be very well here. That's all I remember thinking, even when it was thing. But luckily, some woman, where they took me, some woman once they battered me, they terrorised me for a bit. I'll be honest, I was pissing myself. Shit. I'll be honest, I was scared. I was scared. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, because anyone who says that, I think they're full of waffle. Of course, if you think someone's going to kill you, then you're flipping panicking.
Yeah, of course.
The woman let me go because they went and got a knife set. So the woman let me go, and I just remember pretty much stumbling up the street, and then I went back to the house. Where you
was?
Yeah, because I had money there stashed, so I wanted to go and score. So went back there, scored, and then got off, and then was just like constantly like that over my head. But nothing happened again over that. I think they'd been on the sesh or something and over it. I still haven't seen many of them to this day. The other time was I went through a stage of nicking a lot of cars, and this actually happened twice. I nicked the other one. First one, I phoned this guy saying, "I've got this car here for you." He went, "What car is it?" I went, "Oh, it's a flipping Volvo." He went, "That's my fucking car." I went, "What?" He went, honest to God, so yeah. I went, "What?" He said, "That's my fucking car." So what had happened is it was on Langworthy Road, and I had just flipping seen it running and jumped in it, this Volvo, and got off like that, and then phoned him, dead proud of myself. I got this car here for you, bro. But he was all right about that one. That was like, he still paid me some bits, just for giving it back. So he was all right. He liked me, and he actually phoned me the other day saying he's dead proud of me.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, but that one got left. The other one was this other guy I used to sell cars to. And I phoned him saying, "I've got this car. Do you want to buy it?" He went, "Yeah, bring it round." Fucking took it round. I thought, this is a bit off here. And it was his bird's car. That one, yes.
It's like, you're robbing people and calling them like,
"I've got your car here, mate, yeah. Do you want to buy it?" He didn't take this one lightly, so he actually hit me with they kept me for a bit.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, like a low. I managed to run on to Salford Precinct, and then I hid in the Heart Foundation, but they just dragged me out in the middle of the day. They literally just dragged me and put me in this van, and in the middle of broad daylight, nobody said a thing. I think everybody on the precinct was a bit sick of me, to be honest, because I was just a fucking nuisance. I got hit with a baseball bat. I've had to have my knee reconstructed since. So I've had, I think it's half my, your patella.
Yeah.
It shattered my patella. So I've got half. I've had half a replacement thing. But even then, so after, this is how bad I was on the drugs. after that happened, I should have gone straight to the hospital because they kicked me out. They kicked me out with 20 quid to go and score.
They gave you 20 quid in.
They gave me 20 quid, yeah. So go and sort yourself out and don't be stealing on the estates again. It was pretty mad. But even then, I should have gone to the hospital. But because I was that deep in addiction, I didn't go to the hospital. I was walking around with my knee like that, hobbling about. It was only about a year later when I was in jail that I went to an x-ray, and obviously it's been a year, so it's healed. But it hasn't healed. My patella was broken about 3 places, just shattered. So I had to have an operation.
Oh.
And when I went to the actual hospital when I got out, so I had a scan just before I was getting out. Forest Bank never took me to the hospital appointment. So when I got out from Berwyn, I had to have another scan because Forest Bank had lost my thing.
Berwyn?
Yeah, bad gaff. When I got out, I went to the hospital and they took a look at it. I was in surgery within the next week, saying it was because it was so bad. My one of the tendons was about to snap. They said, "You're lucky, you lose things." So they sorted that out pretty quick. And I was clean. I got clean then again at that point, fully clean. So I've been clean a few times over the road, like teetotal. But I've completely left a certain life behind. Whereas then I still like dabbed thinking, I can do this, I can do that. But the truth is, when I go down that road, I turn into a hopeless crackhead. I can't do any of that. I can't be involved in any form of criminal activity. So I think that led me back down that. But I was clean. I got clean then. And then I had a daughter.
Oh, nice one.
I had a daughter.
Well, wait a minute. You had a daughter, yeah?
Yeah, I had a daughter.
You can't have a daughter on your own.
Yeah, I got a kid's mum.
Where did she come into the story?
When I was clean one of the times, I wouldn't say that I had a relationship with her.
Okay.
So she thought we was in a relationship, but I wouldn't say my own doings. I wouldn't say that I was present in that relationship. I'd say that I got a bit pregnant, stayed with her while she was pregnant because I didn't want to leave her. She was pregnant, and then I ran away from my dad duties. I'll be honest, the first few years of my daughter's life, I'd seen her a few times. Now I'm an active member, but an active father, but when I'm allowed, when she lets me, but
takes a man to admit that.
But I was an absent father. It wasn't my idea. Mainly through using drugs and just I didn't know how to take on responsibility. I still struggle with my emotions, so like showing love, I either show too much or don't show any.
No middle.
Yeah, no middle ground. No middle ground, no. No.
Gosh, she's told me a lot there. Like, the streets, you've ended up leaving care, and then the streets has pretty much become your home.
Yeah.
Who taught you the rules of the streets?
I don't think there is many rules. Just don't grass.
That's it.
I don't think there is many rules, really.
Don't steal as well.
Yeah, because he didn't listen to that one, did he? You sort of just learn as you go along, don't you? I was still very much a one-man bandit, obviously. Like,
you never had anyone that led you on the streets, or
not really. My mate did, but obviously he was gone. So I just sort of even when I used to go out and do graphs, I was out on my own. Okay. A lot of my crimes have been on my own. So I'd be out burgling on my own. I'd be out
burgling on your own.
Yeah, stealing cars on my own.
Stealing. Okay.
Climbing through windows on my own. Because I found that if I went with someone, they'd do my fucking head in, and I'd have to smoke half my crack with them. So
damn, man,
cheeky bastards.
How bad is it?
Yeah. So it was that, and I just found that because I was quite I was quite a prolific grafter,
Yeah.
like quite a prolific thief. That's all I ever really was a thief. People sort of leeched onto me. You know, in that circle that I was in, people sort of like, yeah, he'll go do it, he'll go do it, he'll go do it. And then I'll just leech on with him and carry his bags. Go stand down the... Do you know what I mean?
When, you know, the drugs, when you're on the drugs, did they make you feel invisible, unstoppable?
It was all I cared about. So...
Like, describe it to me, because obviously I'm a man that's like, you know, I've never taken any drugs, you know, I've smoked cannabis, apart from that, nothing. You know what I mean? The next thing from there is coffee. I've never taken anything. And, you know, when people fall into crack addiction, you see like, all they're bothered about is smoking. And it's like, you've got kids, you've got families, do you know what I mean? I've got kids and, you know, my kids are the world, and I'm like, imagine where it's like, forget them, it's just that. And it's like...
all that's out the window.
But
all I cared about was getting crack.
It's just your thoughts and your feeling, you just wake up, it's just crack. Like everything's just
crack gear, gear, crack. That's all that used to go through my head. How can I get more? How can I get more? I'd be sat there with £100 worth of crack in my pocket thinking, I'm going to run out in 20 minutes. How am I going to get more? How am I going to get more? How am I going to get more? That's all that went through my brain. There was no other... Obviously, sometimes I'd have a breakdown. Sometimes I'd be up for days. I'd go scatty. I got sectioned.
you got sectioned.
I got sectioned, yeah.
What happened with that?
So, the first time I actually generally had psychosis. Like...
Where did that come from? Was that from taking the drugs?
Taking too many drugs, yeah.
Okay.
Keep thinking that flipping people are following me, and taxi drivers are aliens and all that. It was a fucking...
Very.
It was a mad... it was a mad thing.
Taxi drivers.
Taxi drivers. So I actually got my mate on the same psychosis as me. And he's still on it today. He's still taking drugs, and still is convinced that taxi drivers are aliens. And
why taxi drivers?
I don't know. I was watching too much YouTube. So I just used to get off my nut and watch all these conspiracy things and try my mate's heads. But the next time, I was there for 30 days. They realised it was just drugs, let me go. The next time, I flagged it. I was wanted for recall. So me and my mate come up with this bright idea. I'm gonna walk into Salford Royal off my nut after stay, because I had a bit of dough. I'd done a graft, so I had a bit of dough to last me about 3 days. I'm going to walk into Salford Royal and say I'm a messenger from God. And that's what I did. I was just blagging it, Jermaine. And ended up, I thought, yeah, they'll give me a 30-day section, I'll be all right. They kept me there for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't go out on my own for 3 months. Because this is how mentally bad I was. Even when I come down, I was still going along with it. So they come into my room going, morning, Cameron. I'd be going, who the fuck's Cameron? Do you know who you're speaking to? But I was just blagging it. Like, they put me on these pills that make my legs go like that. And then they started talking about injections, and all of a sudden I felt better. And then that was that time. But yeah.
A lot, Cozzy. A lot. To be honest with you, I had a lot of questions there structured for you to ask and that, but you've given me a lot. Like a lot of them I don't even need to ask. You've given me so much. What I want to speak about now is it's Cozzy Media. We spoke about Cameron.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the birth of Cozzy Media. Where did that come from?
So I'd say that my journey back into real life really was after I got stabbed. I got stabbed on a...
When did you get stabbed?
I got stabbed by there. Died.
What happened there?
It was a graft gone wrong and I got stabbed. I went to rob someone and got stabbed myself.
Okay. Sorry. You got to explain. Can't just throw that in. I need to hear what happened. Like, yeah. Because you missed it out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going... I thought you was going to ask me a question on it. So, obviously, I've gone to rob someone.
Yeah.
A crack dealer. Pulled the blade out. And he stabbed me. So as
With your blade?
no, with a different blade.
Oh.
So he had a blade himself. But I didn't know I'd been stabbed because he dropped his parcel on the floor. I've picked it up and just for pain.
You're going to get a rubber crack dealer?
Yeah.
It's time of you smoking?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd lost the plot. At this stage, this was. So I remember a few weeks before I was out on my own. I was thinking, God, you need to do something here. I need to go to jail. You need to get you. Or I'm gonna die. Little did I know that I was gonna get stabbed a few days later, die. So I didn't know I'd been stabbed until I tried smoking crack, and I heard.
Hey.
So honest, because he dropped the crack on the floor and ran off.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, belter. And flipping put a crack up and smoked it, and I heard, like water squelching.
What the hell?
Obviously, it was my lung.
Oh my.
But
Me.
and I felt my lung like that, and then I remember my mate going, "You need to get an ambulance here." They're going, "It's going to be 10 minutes." He hasn't got 10 minutes, and then I come round in the ambulance. I woke up in the ambulance like that, and then the next day, so I actually went to the hospital. Don't remember much of the hospital, but I remember waking up arrested.
Yeah.
So I woke up and was not nothing that happened to do with that, but I woke up like literally.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Thinking, and PC Bevan from the Harper neighbourhood police team had come specifically because I was a nuisance to say, by the way, Cameron, you're nicked. As soon as I opened my eyes, we're nicked. But because I was in the hospital a month, I got bail from the hospital because I was there a month. I got an infection.
Wow.
Thinking, quits in belt, so I've got bail. So this was for a street robbery that happened previously. And I thought, belter, I've got bail here. I was on methadone at the time, 40 ml, and I just stopped taking it. Something, I believe that I had an encounter with God at that moment. Become a fully fledged Christian from that moment. Not that I'm the best PA, but started believing in God from that moment, seriously believing. And then I thought, I've got to sort myself out. So sorted myself out over that time. Started going to groups, was clean, teetotal, going to groups. We started volunteering for drug services, no media or nothing. I started a little bit of filming, but not what I wanted to do, just messing about with a camera. And I thought, yeah, I want to do this, didn't know. Ended up going to the police station to answer bail, and I never went home. Got 2 years, 10 months in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, after sorting myself, I had letters from everyone, probation backing me. But because it was second strike street robbery, I got 2 years, 10 months. And in that time, when I went to jail, because I was clean and doing what I was doing, I got an iPhone, started messing about on TikTok, like that. Somehow I ended up in Kirkham in a Cat D. And then that's where, my social media I just started taking the piss. Just inspecting showers with shower reports. I remember when I did an inspection report on the showers.
In jail?
In jail, yeah, with the inspection reports and saying, look, this is what they haven't done, interview.
You had an iPhone in jail?
Yeah.
How?
I bought it.
Oh yeah, for what I know, mobile phones cost a lot of money in prison.
The one in Forest Bank did, but because I was clean, I went to jail clean. So this time on, I went to jail clean, so I had a bit of money saved, and obviously, because you just get involved in things in jail where you can make money, you can sell vape, sell a bit of spice, you can just get involved, jail is a money maker if you use your head, right? So some kids in jail are making hundreds of thousands a year, so I just ended up with an iPhone in Forest Bank, and then Kirkham, they're dead cheap. They're like 150 quid in Kirkham. So
how much are they in Forest Bank?
About $2.5 grand.
$2.5 grand, yeah.
So I went halves on the one in Forest Bank. So when I went halves with somebody, so we used to have it either overnight.
I was going to ask a question, but then I'm like, am I giving a secret out? How are people paying for these things?
Some of them have got dough. Or mums. Obviously, I didn't have that. I had somebody on my banking. Who actually ended up robbing me just before I come out of everything I owned. So my friend, who I thought was my friend, was I was phoning him saying, is this in? Can you send this? So he had to go onto my online banking. He ended up emptying my account. So I had a bit of money to come home to, but obviously I come out of jail this time with literally nothing, just a social media account.
Yeah.
And when I got out of jail, I was in Accrington first, started going out once or twice a week, you know, filming, but I didn't know what I was going to film. So I just started going out, just like asking people questions, doing lives. And then I bumped into someone when I was in... So I didn't really watch much YouTube, so I still don't to this day. I still don't to this day.
It's YouTube. You watch whatever you want to watch on YouTube. Yeah.
I still don't watch a lot of YouTube to this day. People think, oh, you do. I don't watch a lot. And I'll be honest, a lot of the YouTubers I don't fucking like. I don't fucking like them as a person.
Oh. People like you. Names.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I did at one point. But I'm not allowed to talk about a certain thing. But when something happened to me, and some of my friends were with me, I realised, right, you've just come and videoed me and used it on your video, and just like, absolutely, it's a vicious circle. But anyway, back to it. So I started videoing, got bumped into someone in Manchester. I've just been in London with him. Bumped into someone in Manchester, like, nah, you need to take this serious, you. It's like, what's mean? He went, you need to take this serious, you're really good. I went, oh, right. So I started taking it more serious. You know, I was out every day, started putting a video up. I put a video up every single day. I don't think I work enough, but my partner's always telling me that I don't have a break. I work 7 days a week. I go out every day, make a video. Or if I don't go out in the video, I'm editing videos, you know, all day. I'm out every single day. I've had to work harder because I'm not really antagonistic. There's a lot of antagonistic people who just go and shout at people and get loads of things. I've had to, like, you know, like...
I could name, yes. Yeah.
That's not my style. So I've got a loyal fan base that I work really hard. Like, I've been working today before coming here. I work like 16, 17 hour days.
Nice.
And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to make this my life. Until I start earning 10 grand a month, I'm going to make this my life, which I'm halfway there to.
Yeah, you're making good money on it.
I don't want to say it too much.
Okay.
I'm doing all right.
Good, that's good.
Doing all right.
If it's funding your way, then good.
Yeah, the best money I've ever earned in my life, I'm earning now.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's pressure, because say if you go somewhere and the video doesn't pull off, like, you're like, wow, I've just fucking wasted day of my life to it, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, you have to love what you're doing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So somebody said that to me, they went, you never work a day in your life. I've said, people tell me to get a real job. I'm thinking, get a real job? My days are flipping done at digging on. I don't want to get a real job. I love what I do. I don't feel like I'm at work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I go out every day. I don't even feel, even when I'm editing a video, I'm absolutely shit on computers. Like, I'm bad. I've got an old phone. I use that I don't use for editing. I use a laptop for editing now. I was editing on my phone, but I'm really, really bad on computers. But I can edit a video and do that because I want to do it.
It's creative.
Yeah. And the way my head works is, say when I'm videoing someone, asking them, I know what bits I'm going to put in. I'm going to cut that out.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm going to put in. So in my head, I've already got the 20, 30, 40.
That's the money shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else is... Yeah.
Everything else can go, it's dripping blabbered on for a bit. Even sometimes I've turned the camera off. So I don't want to be rude. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously I love what I do. I love speaking to people. I'd say there's a motive for what I do.
Okay.
I try to highlight a lot of what Britain's not doing for people in areas
like
the homeless situation, anyone who's got a bit something going on, the lack of services for people, the lack of funding being took away, the council's not doing the rubbish jobs. I try I try my best not to go down. I try my best not to be political. I'm not political.
Politics and
Absolute no-go. I've fallen down that route a bit. Moved away from it. I rarely go to them protests now to video because I just did. It just does my fucking head in. So the only time you'll see me videoing one of those is when I've got no other content, and I'll say that when I've got nothing in the bag.
Got nothing to do. Like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
What's popping right now?
Yeah,
Trump's in town.
It's called what? Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Obviously, I live now. I live.
When you point the camera at violence, are you documenting it or reliving your past?
So, violence.
Yeah. There's a lot of violence that gets caught on these cameras. A lot of things that are happening.
That's the money shot.
Well,
I don't know. Do you know what? Why did I say that?
yeah. Are you documenting it, or are you?
Yeah, you're documenting it. You're documenting what goes on. You're documenting what goes on. Obviously, I can't talk too much on a certain subject because I've got. I can't go too much into what happened to me. I don't know. Like, I can't talk about that subject, but
at all.
Oh, I can't.
Oh man, I wanted to talk about that as well. Like I did. I wanted to talk about that.
I can't due to conditions.
Yeah, I get it.
What I tell you what, when I'm allowed to,
yeah, come back on.
I'll come back and talk about that for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
what I will say is after that, I nearly packed it in. It's embarrassing, and it's embarrassing. Like, is what it is. I nearly packed it in, and I thought, do you know what? I am not letting this fucking.
There you go.
I am not letting this. I've worked too hard. I don't give a fuck what anyone says about me, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to follow what I want to do. And I believe that this is the path that I'm supposed to be on.
There you go.
And I've had, for about 2 weeks, I had to force myself to get out of bed every single day and go on video days. Nothing more than I wanted to do other than sit in bed. But I thought, I'm not sitting in my bed. I went to my birds for 2 days, got looked after, felt sorry for myself. I thought, I'm not sitting in bed, I'm not letting this defeat me. And that's sort of the attitude. I've made this, until I get to where I want to be, I've made this media and this YouTube my life. That's all I do.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I go home to my house, or I go to my bird's house when I'm done with my work. If somebody wants to go somewhere that I know, that's irrelevant. I'm doing what I need to do. And going out and working and chasing after what I want to chase after. And I think that if you want to succeed in something, I think that I'm only just touching the waters of where I want to be in 2 years' time. So I know I've got a long 2 years of still grafting every day till I get to where I want to go.
Are we there yet? That's it.
When I'm there, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But it suits my ADHD, my job. I'm always talking to people. I'm quite chatty. As you can see, I can chat a bit. I don't know if you can tell that, but I can chat.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, to be honest, this is the most, doing this show is the most controlled that you probably get me, because a lot of the comments that people say is that, you're really good and you let the people speak, because like yourself, I'm a very talkative person, but I'm here. I want to hear your story.
So I don't hide things from my channel. Like, they know I'm in recovery. They know that my past. I don't hide it because obviously if somebody can channel their pain and their stuff through succeeding, then that would make me happy. I'd say that I'm only driven to get where I want to go through the suffering that I've been through.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that person anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in that position where I'm worrying about things or this or that. And I'd say that's what motivates me. I'm not a gym head. I don't go to the gym. Whereas some people, they get into the gym and they become a thing and all that. That's not me.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah. This
lifestyle.
Yeah, this has become my drive.
Is it a drive, or has it become an addiction, like an addictive lifestyle?
I'd say it's drive, because I can take I'd say it's a bit of both. But I'd say, do you know what, Jermaine? That's a good question. 'Cause I'd say it's become a bit of both. I'd say it's become a bit of both.
Could it be easier to say that it became an addiction, which gave you drive?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not just you. It's a lot of gosh, what's the word? YouTubers, I don't know, call them YouTubers, but like streamers. But like a lot of people these days, I've got the phones out. I see too many videos of incidents happening. You might see a man might slip and fall onto the rail tracks, and you've got 10 people stood around.
I don't agree with that.
And they're all filming, and you're like, it's when have they got to a point where something's happening in the world and everyone's got to pull the phone out? And the funny thing is that you would expect it to be the youth, the juveniles, but it's not. You got people in the 40s, the 50s, 60s even that might film, and I'm like, why has it become the norm?
So there's certain things I wouldn't film. Like, I might put snippets on there, but if somebody's got an ambulance people around them, I very rarely put that on. Mainly due to the fact that that's just not my thing to film, and because out of respect, there's certain things that I don't like to antagonise. Whereas some people I've got to don't get me wrong, it seems to happen to me a lot where people start on me, and I'm like, right, I'm not flipping antagonist. I'm asking you questions. I did it with a bouncer the other day. He started on me, and I'm thinking, right.
I think I've seen it.
What you seen?
I think I've seen it. Well, to be honest, I've seen a few of them.
So I don't want that to happen. I don't go out for that to happen.
But though, just touching on that, because I'm speaking about that video with the bouncer, because his question was like, why are you filming? And your response is like, I'm documenting and I'm allowed to. You're expressing your freedom of exercising your freedom of speech, and
So on my YouTube video, the full video's on there, but obviously I edited it for Facebook and Instagram, so there's just a snippet. I was having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
That actual night, I went in pubs, spoke to the landlords, spoke to bouncers, I showed round clubs, the inside of clubs on my full video. Same as the week before, I did a full sweep through Oldham. I had one bouncer start on me. So if somebody I like to treat people how they treat me. If they give me a reaction for no reason, or start to be a bit aggy with me, obviously I'm going to film it.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm going to film it.
But, like, everyone's got their own rights, exercise your freedom to, have a freedom act to go and record and film whatever you want. Even the police get annoyed by it now, but people just can film or whatever. But, there's got to be, a thin line between having freedom to film and invading privacy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you could just walk around filming in people's faces, and it's like, mate, like, who are you filming? And at the same time, you're like, I'm not doing anything wrong. But at the same time, they're like, you are invading my space, and you're like, I've got rights, and you're like, fuck your rights, bro. Like, get your camera out my face, and you're like, I'm not doing anything wrong. And then before you know it, it's...
Yeah. So I had, a lot of the time, I ask people, because I do a lot of speaking. Yeah. I do a lot of, I don't really film a lot like that. I do a lot of speaking. The other day, I was in Bolton, and on a Friday night, somebody asked me, they said, Cozzy, can you put me on your channel? They was asking me. So I was asking him, and his friend started getting mouthy like that, and reached over, snatched my camera, and smashed my camera. £300 camera. And obviously that happens a lot where people are like, why are you filming my mate? I'm like, your mate for paying, asked me to ask him questions. Like, a lot of people are just...
Smashed your camera?
Smashed my camera, yeah. I've had a few setbacks this time. Even when I started, it was like, I had a bird. She left me. Wasn't really a bird, I was just seeing her. When I got out, I started seeing her when I was in jail. So I got ghosted in jail by the bird that I was seeing before I went to jail. And then when I started seeing this other bird, when I was in jail, got out, was with her for a few...
You started seeing a bird while you were in jail?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Got onto her on the Facebook web. So I was posting loads of videos on Facebook and that.
From jail?
From jail, yeah. They're all well, I've put a load of them private on my TikTok. But But I made one into a full episode on my YouTube. So I was doing I was posting every day on Facebook. I don't know how I didn't flipping thing. I ended up getting a nicking in Kirkham for it. And the governor, Miss Rothwell, big shout to Miss Rothwell. Yeah, the governor actually said I should do this when I go home.
Yeah.
She said, I've been watching you for weeks, finding you in music. She actually follows me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she comments sometimes saying she's proud of me.
Gosh, go on, man.
But
she could be the one.
No, it wasn't that type of party. It was about 60.
It'll be 61.
No, but there is... So the bird I was seeing actually left me because of my videoing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said, you're not going to go anywhere. She kept telling me not to go out film, stop telling me. I've had loads of people do that.
Has she tried to come back?
No.
Yeah, bunny.
Yeah, I've got a beautiful partner.
There you go.
That's absolutely amazing.
There you go.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I love some mash. I do love some mash.
No, she's mint. But yeah, so I've had a lot of people. I get a lot of hate, you know.
Well, of course.
Like loads, like.
To be honest, right? Because this is going to follow on to my next questions. You know, you have to prepare yourself for this. Like, you get a lot of hate. You do. A lot of people would hate the fact of a man walking around with a camera filming. So, you know, like you have to, you know, be prepared for that. But speaking about, you know, your camera got smashed. And I thought straight away when you said that, I thought £300 camera, and you said it happened a few times, and I thought, you have to have business insurance.
I do now, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
So I don't know. So it's obviously I went in. So the only people that have helped me so I noticed all these little cliques started forming in YouTube. I was just out doing what I'm doing. You got the right wing of YouTubers that are just not going to go into that. Some of them are my mates that I agree with everything. But
of course,
some of them are my mates. So you got the people that don't really know what they're doing. Yeah, you got these new ones, and like the only people that have helped me on my journey massively. Billy Moore gave me my first camera. He seen me filming with my phone. He gave me a flipping £500 camera for nothing.
Yeah, so Billy Moore from Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too much on him, but he's helped me massively. He supports me. He checks in with me. And another YouTuber, Mad Money. I'd say they're my two friends.
Okay.
Circle. There's not many people in that circle. There's not many people in that circle that I would call mates. It's a very vicious circle.
Yeah.
Like very, very.
It's funny when you're speaking about this because, like, my background's from the film industry. Scotty's background in the music industry. We've had rappers on here, producers and so forth and that. And it's like, there's always all these little cliques and, you know, little subcultures in all these different industries. Like you're talking about cliques and streamers, and I'm like, streamers, and I'm like, is it a new thing now? Like, do you know what I mean? It's mad. Like literally, it's mad.
It's wild.
But talking about the streaming, and I've mentioned before about preparing, do you not prepare yourself for the worst? Because, you know, you're planning to go out today, you know, and then expect violence, expect some form of violence or whatever, because not everyone's going to be happy. And even then, you know, you go into different towns. Some towns are more deprived than others and more rough, and you know what to expect. And at the same time, you know, you have to prepare yourself to expect violence and, you know, have some kind of contingency plan in place, because not everyone's going to agree with your vision and, you know, what you do. And then some people can feel antagonized by it.
So, yeah, obviously when you walk into these towns, you know, I was recently just been in West Croydon in London.
Okay.
Filming. I did a thing in, I was in London for 4 days filming, and I'm quite street smart. I know like how to feel things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when someone's going to kick off or, you don't always, not with this, you don't always, but West Croydon was the first place I physically felt nervous and scared. Even when I've been attacked, I haven't felt scared. Croydon, I physically felt scared. Yeah. So I was speaking to a YouTuber down there, Cozzy Media. He's actually...
What makes you feel scared?
He was getting watched.
As soon
as you walked in there, you was just getting watched. They knew what you was. And my mate I'd been with, who's a London YouTuber, was supposed to be, he'd been with me in the night. He was supposed to be meet me in Croydon. I'm with a kid from Coventry that I know. We've gone to London together. So we're supposed to be going to meet him to do Croydon. He texts us when we're on the train saying, I've got to do something with my nan. Can you make it about 7, 8? I'm thinking, I'm already at flipping Croydon. So I tell you what, I walked into Croydon and I thought, wow, this is Oscars.
Yeah.
This is like next level.
Yeah.
Next level. Like, I didn't feel, I try not to film the grafters.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they want to be put on, or if they drive past on the Sharon or doing what they're doing, I'll put them on. But I feel like if you go to areas and you film grafters,
yeah,
you're pissing that area off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, as soon as I got on there, they noticed the camera. So I didn't have it out. But unless I was speaking to someone, I managed to get a lot of good interaction there. A lot of good.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of good interaction. To an extent. And then my mate phoned me, said, how long have you been there? I went, about 2 hours. And yeah, you need to go soon. I literally, he said I was going to come, but you're going to have to go soon. He said he lives in that area. Well, he's moved out now because of his YouTube. He gets death threats. But
yeah.
I've received death threats. I've had my address.
What?
I've had my address doxed and all that.
Why?
Don't know. There's a troll group that dox people's address. And
what's like the threats? Like, well, you better stop doing the videos, or we're gonna.
Yeah, weird things. Weird people. Weird people. They just got nothing better to do, I don't think. But if it makes them happy, it makes them happy. It's probably the only bit of happiness they got in their life. So yeah, West Croydon, yeah. Literally, as soon as he said that, they flipping balaclavas started following us.
Yeah.
And we noticed that they was just following us. I just turned to my mate and went, yeah, it's time to go here.
Just following you?
Just following us. Just so. I remember these 2 kids walked past us in these ballets. And you know what a gangbanger looks like, wouldn't it? And like, I've moved my camera out of the way, not to get them.
Yeah.
And I've done it blatant so they see me moving the camera. But I don't think they would have noticed me otherwise. But I'd done it because I thought they seen the camera and I thought, yeah, I'll keep the peace here. And,
Yeah.
Obviously, they've clocked it. They've been waiting over the other street because I started having some jokes with some security guards. They waited over the street. And then I just noted all I thought, I've got to get out of here, mate.
Yeah.
So got out of there. But you go to some areas, you don't know what you're going to walk into.
Yeah.
Like, people think, oh, you're just walking around with a camera. You just think, right? I could show you my steps. I do 40,000 steps in one day. Like, I do a lot of steps. I've cut while I'm driving somewhere, or I've only recently got a car. So I was getting trains everywhere, buses everywhere. They're doing like, some days I used to go out at about 11. There's no point going out too early.
Yeah.
So some days I'd go out at about 11, wouldn't come home till 2, 3 in the morning. Then I'd edit a video and do this and do that. So literally when I say it's a full-time job, I think if I've had to put a video out every day, because I notice some people, they shout at people, they get a lot of views, this, that. Like, I feel like I've had to work a bit harder than everyone else to get, and I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. Like, what, 30,000 subscribers? I want 100,000. So till I get to 100,000, then I'm not gonna stop going out every day.
Are we there yet?
I'll be there yet. When I'm there yet, I'm sure the goalposts will move.
You know what I mean? That's it.
But yeah, that's pretty much that, really. I love what I do. I do a lot of good through it.
Yeah.
I do a lot of good for it. Like, I've got like, because it was hard, because in Manchester, I've actually been homeless in Manchester as well. So,
okay.
Like, it was hard, when I first started. I've used crack with a lot of people I'm speaking to.
Hey.
So, like, they're all willing to speak to me because they're buzzing that I've sorted my life out. So a lot of people want to speak to me in Manchester. I could walk through Manchester city centre and about 10 people lit onto me. So like a lot of them wanted to speak to me, whereas they're not like that with other YouTubers.
It's very interesting what you just said there. Like, could you speak in now terms of when I use it from the crack world, and then you seem like a lot of the users are happy that you're off it now. there's no envy or like, oh, you've left us or
No.
everyone's happy. Like, it's just different because, you know, as you know, in the real world, a lot of people envy.
Yeah.
Like right now, you're getting a lot of hate. You're trying to do good.
Yeah, so a lot of them are happy. Like, they generally, and they come to me for help. Like, a lot of my subscribers buy them things, you know, like a lot of my money when I first began still does, to be honest.
Give back.
Yeah, I give a lot back.
Yeah.
Give a lot back. I'd like, people don't see the half of what I give. And I don't like to let the left hand know what the right hand's doing.
Good, right, yeah. Because one thing that bothers me is like these days, is charity really charity? If the camera's out, is it really charity? Because you see a lot of charity and people are filming it and I'm like, why are you documenting that you're giving a homeless guy or some money or whatever? Because how does he feel now? And you're like, hey, people, look, I'm feeding him. It's like, feed him.
So the only time I'll video it is if a subscriber buys them something, and then I like to video it so they know that they've got it.
Yeah.
Or I'll send them a video. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get donations of Sports Direct through somebody that I give.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I give a lot of clothes out. I've got a house full of clothes that, because I haven't been in Manchester City Centre for a while, that are just there waiting to be given out. I try not to let the left hand know what the right doing, as it says in my book, but I'd say I do a lot of good, but I also piss a lot of people off, which isn't what I intend to do.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is. Like today I've been in Everton.
Greater Manchester.
That's a sad place, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that. Today I've got, but I'm trying to do it different to others. So you've always got to think outside the box. Others are like going out thing. I've been in crack houses today videoing.
You have?
Yeah. Been to 2. Obviously I made sure they was all right, but I don't want to go into that. But it got checked first. My friend took me there, stayed with a friend, and did some interviews, and then got off.
How does it feel going into crack houses and
It doesn't bother me.
and you don't ever feel the urge like, I want to hit now, jump back on it? Like,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I did have a drink after I got out the police station from something happened to me, because I ended up getting arrested through something.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get recalled to jail. I'm unlicensed. Thought I was going to get recalled. My probation said, no, I don't want to recall you. You're doing the best you've ever done.
Yeah.
Probation has pushed me into my filming. I was on Spotlight, you know that.
Yeah, acting.
Yeah. I was on that Spotlight,
Back on it.
all that. No, not acting.
Yeah.
It's Spotlight, you know, like, so a police officer used to have to come to my house.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Every week. Once you're a high risk offender,
Yeah.
police officer for 6 months has to come to your house. I'm the only person that she's ever had that got himself off that. That got himself off that through just being good and just doing it. They've pushed me into it, so they've encouraged me. My probation officer's mint. She's worked with me the first ever she's worked. They've all given me opportunities. She said, I don't want to recall you, so sweet, carry on doing what you're doing, and she hasn't to this day. I did go and have a drink, but that's here and all there. As long as I don't use drugs, I didn't really think nothing of it. But to use crack, that's absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why would it? So this sort of gives me, you know, on the video, and it gives me another sort of form of responsibility. Like, I feel like if I did go and use drugs, I'd be letting not just myself down. I'd be letting everybody who watches me down.
Yeah.
They watch me every day, so I just think, obviously, you get the odd thought and that, not when I'm out filming, but sometimes any ex-recovering addict who tells you they don't get a thought is fucking full of shit.
Yeah.
So, but it gives you another form of like security, you know, like I'd be letting them down, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see my daughter now, not as much as I should, because I'm not going to go into that, but like, I want her to be able to say, yeah, my dad, it was enough, but he's all right.
He tried.
Yeah, he's all right. He tries his best. He tries his best. Yeah.
What's the most shocking moment that you filmed? One that's shook you up afterwards, even looking back at it?
I don't know, you know. So you sort of switch off. Which I
said before that you can switch your emotions.
yeah, I don't really know. People could. Do you know what? To be honest, yeah, it was probably not what people think, because you can film people fighting. You can film people do this guy's foot. So this guy's foot. So I was speaking to this homeless guy. I used to speak to him every day. And he went, oh, you know, he used to love the camera. He used to call me over and go, yes, it's Cozzy's Curry. Get me on Cozzy's Curry. He'll follow this Geordie, and he showed me his foot. And his foot had like a big, like, oh, it was nasty. He had it was like
Gosh.
It was nasty. Like, it's probably that foot was probably the worst thing.
What is it with the foot? What?
It was being eaten alive by this infection. It was like having a big hole in it. Like oh, it was nasty, you know. But he ended up in hospital through it.
Yeah, but
he ended up in hospital through it.
hey,
I haven't seen him since. But yeah, that's probably one of the worst things that I've seen.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The other things. So I filmed a stabbing happening in Manchester.
You filmed the stabbing.
Yeah, I didn't put it on YouTube. It's on Instagram. But you don't see the stabbing, you just see the blood and all that. But that didn't really. That just brought back my own
It's
issue.
the police
Yeah. So they got nicked there and then.
people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to the police, not
Yeah,
the footage now for evidence.
Yeah, no. They got nicked there and then, so it's not like. But even that, it's so like, you know, going to areas, it's pretty nerve-wracking because you don't know who you filmed and pissed off. You don't know. You don't know what you've done. You like that. If somebody shouted, like when I was in London, somebody shouted, Cozzy Belter. The middle of London, the city centre of London, going Belter. I thought, wow, who's that? And then you think, oh, is he going to be pissed off? So when somebody says Cozzy, you don't know what they're going to be like.
Yeah.
So that's nerve-wracking. Yeah, that's nerve-wracking, but it is what it is.
Anyway, you've been where you're like, I can't film here. I shouldn't be here. I gotta put this camera down. Like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't even film.
Yeah, it happened in Rochdale the other night.
In Rochdale.
Yeah.
Manchester again.
It wasn't a bad thing, but I walked into Rochdale as a guy, like, again with the ambulances, I don't like filming them, so I'll film them coming in, but anything goes on, I won't. And I seen a guy on the floor getting pumped up, being brought back to life. I thought, I've got to go. This isn't for me to film. This isn't for me to film. If somebody starts going on too much about personal stuff, I think I don't want to put this online because you don't know. But lately I've crossed the line where I used to like, when somebody messaged me, they said, can you take this down? Can you do this? I'd do it. But
that's another thing as well. Permission, because, you know, there's a lot of filming.
Yeah.
A lot of filming and on your videos, and you've got people in the backgrounds and so forth and whatnot, and there's no permission.
In some public place. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. If they come over to me and say, will you blur my face or will you cut me out? I will do it. There's no qualms unless they start being a dickhead. For example, somebody messaged me the other day saying, I give this as in Ashton, I arrested a woman being arrested.
You filmed the woman being arrested?
She was being arrested, yeah. And it turns out that what she was being arrested for wasn't her, it was somebody else, or there was some misconception about it. She's got in contact with me. I thought, yeah, I'm not just removing that. But then when I did some digging, I have a mutual friend. I asked him, and it turns out that she got arrested and she got released without a charge. So I took the video down because I put a bar fee for arrested. I thought, I'm not having false information put out.
Yeah.
So I took it down. If somebody messages me and says, I've got clean, can you take it down? I feel like, sweet, I'll take it down, you got clean. But I want some thought. But if somebody messages me and says, oh, but it is, yeah, blah, 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 can you take it down, blah, 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 and they're nice about it, then it's fine. But sometimes you get people message you, go, get a fucking real job, take that fucking down, blah, 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 you cunt, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm not going to take it down.
I'm going to edit and put another one out.
Yeah. But if they message me nicely or say, oh, can you blur it out? I'll quite happily go and blur it out.
Yeah.
But there comes a line where, are you going to pay my bills? Like, which lately I've sort of switched off a lot more than what I was doing. Because this is work for me. This isn't like I'm going out on a Saturday.
Yeah.
This isn't like I'm going on whereas some auditors, they go out on a Saturday, cause absolute chaos. I wouldn't say I'm an auditor, but some YouTubers, they go out on a Saturday, cause absolute chaos. And then us full-time, I took this as a full-time job, us full-timers, I left to like getting a stick from them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that don't find their own way. They're carbon copies of people, and it's like, I'm not going to mention too much, but you got to be careful what you say, because they might watch it and it might cause a scene. But it's like find your own way. Find your own way. I like to go out. I prefer going out. I've recently started going out, taking my friend Anton out as a bit of protection. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but on a Friday and Saturday, I take Anton out because I'm not a fighter. I'm not flipping thing. I'm not looking for trouble. But that's mainly to protect my equipment and to protect myself. Because people don't understand that this is my job. It's like you going to work, or somebody going to work and being attacked. It's not. Well, some people don't see this. I think as the world grows, it's moving more towards social media, that as people are starting to recognise it as a job. But when people's comments say, get a job, I think, you're daft cunt. Like, I'm doing all right, probably better than you. So, when people start to see it as a job, like, they'll realise that we're just going to work as well.
We get the respect. Yeah. And the respect.
I think that's a few years down the line, but a lot of, even that, you get a lot of people that don't like it. I don't really. I'm quite lonely, to be honest.
I was just gonna say, some people call you a hero for showing what you're showing, and some people say you're a menace, innit? Which one is it?
Whatever they want me to be. Whatever you want me to be, I'll be.
So with that, I'll say, if the bills were being paid by what you're doing, would you still love what you're doing?
Yeah. So, I'd say so, yeah. But you got to be realistic, and like, you got to be realistic. Obviously, I've got t-shirts out now. Yeah. You're getting some more next week. They've all sold out. They all sold out. Yeah, they all sold out rapid. So I'm getting some more next week, and then some cups. And I'm going to be doing a balaclava giveaway. I'm going to be getting 100 balaclavas printed.
Why balaclavas?
Because that's what the kids wear. So like,
I'm be honest with you, mate, I am sick to death of it.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm like, honestly, like,
so am I.
I feel like we came out of COVID
and everyone just wears fucking balaclavas.
We're in a paradox. I'm like, why is it normal to just go supermarket shopping with a ballet on?
But obviously, that's what a lot of people wear. I don't wear one personally. I think they look like tits, but a lot of people wear it, so it's going to say Cozzy Belter. So people will think, yeah, fucking hell, that's that Cozzy. That's that Cozzy's on there. I like that part. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna get some of them.
What if someone wears the balaclava with Cozzy Belter and commits a serious crime that you don't want to be associated with, and then it's just all over the papers now with the picture of the balaclava being associated?
That's not on me.
It's not, but it's your brand.
I get what you're saying, but
yeah, he branded everything. Yeah. No knowledge there for you to take away.
But I'm doing it anyway.
Do it.
Yeah. But basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, I'd continue to do what I did. Maybe perhaps find another source of fit. I got sacked. I was starting volunteering, so with this, obviously, I do a lot thing. I thought, right, I'll actually get a volunteer job in a drug service.
Okay.
Thought I'll give a bit back. Like, through not doing this, I kept my channel quiet. Was doing the training. They sent me a text saying, don't bother coming back.
What?
Because people were recognising me and because they didn't agree with my YouTube channel.
Oh, listen.
They said it was like thing. So it's really, I've got no other option other than for this to succeed.
Yeah.
There's no other like, put myself on the internet. I've expressed things. I've highlighted a lot of things that like, there's no other option than for this to succeed. Even if it dips for a bit, I'm still going to keep going till I get to where I want to go. When
you say you get to where you want to go, have you envisioned that? Or is it a case of, hitting a milestone? Or is it a case of where you're going to take this somewhere else?
Yeah. I don't want to be doing this type of thing forever, but I want to be going. As soon as I'm off license, I'll be on that plane with my camera.
Doing what?
Don't have a clue yet. Whatever God puts in my
I was thinking, like, and again, like, when I'm saying, like, where do you want to take it? It doesn't have to stick to just documenting being a YouTuber. What if you could, because again, you like speaking to people, talking. What if it was you on the other side of this now? Maybe one day you might have your own podcast show, or even maybe.
I thought about it. I have thought about it. But I think it's important not to take on too many baskets.
Not to take on progress. So I'm talking where it can get to. It started off with a phone on the streets and getting around the UK. Right. What if eventually you could turn up to you being an actual journalist? Like, where do you want to take it?
That is where I'd prefer to do documentaries, full on documentaries, not just walking around. Which is why I'm trying to move. I'm working on one at the moment. About I'll say it. You can go out there because I've mentioned it in videos. I'm working on one at the moment, which is an ongoing project about these OnlyFans scammers.
Okay. OnlyFans scammers.
Yeah, I've got a lot to do on that because it's all right. Yeah, I've spoke to a few people. It's all right getting them on, and then like, a lot of people are busy, so it's like I've got a lot to do on that before I put it out there as a thing.
OnlyFans scammers.
Yeah, OnlyFans scam.
I knew it was a scam from day one. Pay for pictures.
Yeah, not just that. These birds are big crackers. So I'm working on that at the moment. That I've got about a third of the way through that, so that's going to take another couple of weeks. I'm trying to move on to more documentaries, but it's just hitting the other algorithm. It's just like, like today I've been in crack houses. I'm trying to do something different to what the other YouTubers are doing. They're just filming the street. I've actually physically been in these places that I've been.
Have you gone in there in the crack house just to film different content, or is it something that you passionately wanted to do, or is it just content? Because there's got to be a thin line of, doing something out of passion or what you want to. And then when you're saying like, I'm trying to think outside the box, it's like, okay, that's not passion. That's doing it for a purpose. So is it like, I'm making content every day because I like doing it, but then at the same time, now I'm like feeding the channel and the industry where just people trying to copy me. So I better start doing something different. Now you're stepping away from originality and trying to, feed rather than just being real.
That's a good. I'd say it's still being me. I'm just progressing. It's just going in another direction that I'm trying to point it. Obviously, it's still going to be this, but there's just other directions that I'm just trying to point it in. And it's still being me, but it is.
So, like, who was that video for? Because, like, not for yourself. You've come from that world, so anything that you would have documented in there would have only been for the viewer's eyes. To yourself, you've been on the other side, so you wouldn't learn anything new from that today.
I'm not learning anything new, no, but people are.
The viewers
are. So I make digs at the government a lot. Not politically, not thing. Just politely, like, of how they're letting people down, how people are living, how it's not all plain sailing.
That's a good point. From your perspective, how are they letting people down?
How are they letting people down? They're leaving people to rot. So you get a drug addiction. For example, you get homeless. They make it incredible, so they tell you they're not housing you and they set all these appointments. Knowing full well that I'd say 90% of homeless people have drug addictions. If they're rattling in the morning, they're not going to get to these appointments. And then they say they've missed their appointment, and then so they've missed their appointment, so they're left homeless, and then they're saying they made themselves intentionally homeless. Whereas if we dealt with the issue of getting them off the drugs first, and then getting them into a house and some sort of thing, which the government should be doing, then I'd say the homeless issue would shortly disappear. Well, not disappear, but it would they go down, as a person who's been a service user, they go down a lot of routes which are completely fucking pointless. So they're wasting a lot of money. And then highlighting just a lot. Seen some houses today, they're not fit for people to live in. Mould. Councils, they're just thick with mould. So it's like,
do you know what? Like, I get it. Mold and so forth and whatnot.
Yeah.
Terrible. But like there's a housing crisis in this country right now. So
yeah, there's a housing crisis, but then there's also, I try to put some positive things, like try to put some positive things. I don't just want to make it negative. I've got a video coming out about a boxing place in Failsworth, where I spoke to the trainer, spoke to the kids. I haven't finished it yet because I want to add some more to it. I've spoke how it's changed them, how it's helped them. And I do positive things as well. I don't just focus on the negative, but I think the news, the media control what we see. And I think YouTube is the only way that people actually see a lot of things.
That is like so true. But do you know what the scariest thing is though? What you just said then is that the media, and the government control everything, and YouTube is like, the place where everyone can see everything. What happens when that gets hijacked?
I think it has been hijacked.
Oh, I think censorship, whatever the censorship did the hijack.
Yeah. I think it is what it is. It is what it is. I think people have hijacked it for their own opinions. Like I've seen things shared that I videoed, and it's like I've seen it shared by multiple groups on different things. If I think now a clip's going to do well on Facebook where people can screen record or whatever, I'll put Cozzy on it, because I've seen people post it on Twitter and it's got like 10 million views, and someone else.
No credit for you.
No credit, no nothing. And then they've put their own agenda on it from what they see it as.
Yeah.
When I've been there the whole time, and then I'm like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Like, for example, something happened with me in town, and a group of people that I'm friendly with, but a lot of the world aren't friendly. A lot of Britain don't particularly like at this stage. I can't comment, but they had my back. So it's like, then people have twisted it into some other form of narrative. Do you understand what I mean? I'm trying to speak between lines, but they've twisted it into what they want.
Yeah.
Not what actually happened.
Yeah.
Like, and I've had to I've messaged those people saying that's wrong. That's wrong. But it's just the way of the world. Everybody does that, don't they? Not everybody, but a lot of people.
Do you think you owe the public anything, or yourself peace, or do you owe yourself peace first because you feel like you got a public service to go out there?
No, I don't feel like I got a public service. I feel like I just like doing what I do.
When the camera's off, who are you? For the 5 hours that you get before the camera's off.
The camera's off. I go to church on a Sunday.
Nice. Which one?
The Message Trusting with Inshaw.
Nice.
And I go to church on a Sunday. Do a lot. I do a lot with people. I get a lot. I don't want to, but I go for coffees with a lot of people that are going through a bad time. I speak to a lot of them. I spend a lot of time with my partner lately. I chill out.
What do you do when you chill? Because right now you're telling me activities that you do, but I'm like, Who are you when the
What
camera's...
do I do when I'm chilled? Do you want the truth?
Yeah, yeah.
I put a blanket over my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put headphones in.
Yeah.
And I sit and listen to Bob Dylan.
Okay.
That's my chill.
That's your chill.
Or I'll sit there and I don't watch telly at my house, but I'll sit there and watch telly, or I just sit down. Sometimes I just sit on my bed, not doing anything.
Is that like your escape, just doing nothing?
Boom. I've always got music in.
Does that stem from ADHD? Just being still? Because I get it.
It's hard just being still.
I know. So like when you just the hood cut over your head.
Yeah, you just...
The thing that you just there doing nothing and you're like, this is just chill. You don't feel like your mind's running a million miles an hour. I need to do that. You just
chill, yeah, with music, and you're just chilling. Just chilling.
I get it.
That's pretty much all I do. I don't do a lot. I go for food a lot. I eat a lot of food. I'm like a skinny fat man. I eat a lot of food.
You eat a lot of food, but you burn a lot of metabolism and you're walking every day.
I enjoy cooking. Feel like I'm doing a dating profile.
No.
Long walks on the beach. No, I like going for walks. I go to Oldham Mumps a lot.
Do you struggle with PTSD, anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's got better. So I used to massively be dead anxious. Like, I still am with certain things. But since I've been doing this filming, my anxiety and mental health has got a lot better. Because now I'm not really too anxious, because I'm walking into situations. I can think, I can't sit. So I'm glad I'm sat here, because I have to be able to, like sort of see the entrances.
Yeah.
I'm getting better with knives now.
With what?
With knives. I used to not be able to be around knives too much. But it's, yeah. Or for example, the other day, I'll be honest, I was watching something with my partner, and I broke down in tears, because it was about the stepdad was battering the kid, and that for years I haven't done this, but for a few minutes before, it was like leading up to, and I knew what was coming on the thing, and then I didn't break down there. I held it in, and then when we went bed, I was like crying. She went, "Are you crying?" I went, No, I'm sweet. She went, "You crying?" I went, No, I'm sweet. I told her, I said, I don't want to watch stuff like that.
Brings back a lot.
Brings back a lot, yeah. But that doesn't happen all the time. But certain things can just bring stuff back.
Are you not trying to get any therapy for that?
I'm therapied out my ears, tell you the truth. I've done that many therapy sessions and this and that. I am waiting for some, EMDR, but I don't really want to go into it, because I feel like you can have so much therapy. I've had therapy where I've done it for 12 weeks, brought it back up, and then I'm left with it. Do you know what I mean? So I think I think you can therapy out your ears, and sometimes you just got to be a man and get on with it.
Well, this is the problem with men, and I'm glad that you're here today talking, because a lot of men don't talk about the traumas. I mean, so is the attitude of, we just have to get on with it. But, you carry that for years, and then before you know it, he's sectioned because, he's been carrying it for so long. And, it's good to talk, and I would always recommend to talk. And with the therapy, like you said, I'm therapied out my head. And it's like, okay, but maybe it's the wrong therapy. You just need to get the right therapy, because the bottom line is you still need therapy. Reality.
Yeah. But I'd say at the moment, I'm all right.
Good.
I'm all right. Sometimes I was driving in my car last week thinking, you're doing all right, you cunt. You're doing all right.
Good.
You're doing all right.
Good.
You're doing all right. Life's changed. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
Do you forgive yourself for the life that you have lived?
I wouldn't choose any other life. I would choose, if I could live it again, I would choose, but at this moment in time, I don't think I'd be me at the moment. I don't feel like I grew up till I was about 27, 28, but I don't think like I'd be me. I wouldn't change it, because it is what it is. Maybe God's got a purpose that I've gone through all this stuff. I'm a big believer in that I've gone through a lot of this stuff to make me God's got some plan for my life that
Amen.
is going to happen for it.
Amen to that, for real.
There's no point feeling sorry for yourself, which I have done in the past.
No, we've all been
Poor
there.
me, poor Cameron, poor Cozzy, poor this, poor that. It's all their fault. But no, it is what it is, and God's got a plan.
And that's where the strength comes after.
Yeah.
What would you like your legacy to be?
I just want it. I want my daughter to go. Yeah, my dad tried. Dad was a good guy. I want people to not say, yeah, he was all right. It was all right. And realistically, our legacy, unless you're going to be some person that is going to be really out there and people are going to remember in 200 years, realistically, I'm going to be forgot about in 3-4 generations down the line. 2 generations. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know my great-great-great-granddad. Like, so realistic, as long as my daughter knows I was a good person, and if I have more kids, they know I'm a good person, and I did something positive or something good come out of my life, then I'm happy. I'm not materialistic. I'm not materialistic. Like, a lot of people are materialistic this day and age. That's not me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got some nice clothes. I've got a few nice coats. I've got what thing?
Got a house full of them, you said before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've got feelings, but obviously, I just won't. I'm not materialistic. That doesn't please me. And so, as long as people know that I was all right, and I don't really know.
What does healing look like for you?
Just getting on with it. Just like healing. Healing's like,
what does it look like? Being healed.
I don't think anyone ever will truly get healed. I'd like to think they do, but I think there's always going to be something else. Life for me has been one uphill struggle. So even since I've been doing all right, there's another thing. So I think as long as you can, like, something can happen and it doesn't send you over the edge or this or that, you can just keep going and plug in and realise, yeah, this isn't going to beat me. Because I just think you just need to plod on in it. Just get on with it.
What are you afraid of becoming again?
Bad dad.
Bad dad.
So if I don't know, I just always want to be myself. Like I try to stay who I am, but sometimes the internet's a vicious place. The internet's, especially if your life's like on it, it's a vicious place.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want to be. I don't really know. That's a good question, Jermaine. If I to go back to being a drug addict, that or just being an horrible person. Yeah. I'd like to say I'm quite a nice person now.
Yeah.
I'm quite friendly. I do what I can for people. Just becoming a selfish person. I believe in a lot of inner and outer man. So there's a soul that feeds, and then there's a flesh. So say living by the flesh and not living by the spirit is a big thing for me. So yeah, I'd say just becoming not a nice person, just becoming selfish.
What do you want for Cameron in the next 10 years? Cameron, not Cozzy, because Cozzy's the guy that's on the internet. Cozzy's
a family.
There you go.
I want a family. I want peace. I want to be able to not worry about things, and I want to go to Peru.
Right. Here's a question for you now. Which I have to ask you, because you came from a broken one. What does a family look like to you? At peace, like you said. What does that look like?
I don't know, but when we're there, I'll let you know. Like I'm pushing myself. Like when I had my daughter, I was in a family environment. I had a partner, all that stuff. Didn't feel like I felt in, but that was my own stuff. I wasn't dealing with my own stuff. I wasn't pushing myself out there. when I go to people's mums' houses or all that and sit in a family circle, you know, like at a table, I feel out of place. But lately, since I've been doing it more and more and more and more, I'm starting to feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not on my own.
What I will say though is, because I want you to win. I really do want you to win. From personal experience myself, I'm 40 years old now. You know, I've had a string of relationships and I've got children. And I've made mistakes that, you know, I can't fix, but I can learn from them. You know, and it's like, you know, what does having a family look like to you? You said you don't know. Before starting a family, make sure you have an idea of what you want, because it's not a trial and everything. And, you know, sometimes we can make mistakes and we can't fix them, you know, and we can learn from them. And you're willing to give 110% now to go and make this right, but it's too late. And again, it's like a lot of mistakes that those guys make, just not having that idea or the plan. So, you know, again, you want to have a family in 10 years' time, and I wish you do. But, you know, before you do, just make sure you have an idea of what that looks like. And even saying that, when I say, what did it look like? A lot of it comes with compromising. When you become in a family, you have to compromise, especially if you're the man, you're the head of the family, you've got to compromise a lot for the family, for the kids, for the missus. You know, it takes a lot of shame, you know what I mean, swallowing your pride and whatnot, all for the family. And you do it gracefully because you do it for the family, you love them. But, you know, like, there's a lot. And just, you know, like, have that idea and, you know, prepare yourself for that. Become that person who you want to be in that family before starting a family. You know what I mean? Like, just prepare yourself beforehand, because a lot of guys, we'll fix ourselves after when it's too late. So, you know, I really want you to win.
Yeah.
I do. So, you know, just giving you a little bit of that. In the future, if you watch this interview, or people watch this interview in the future, what lesson do you want them to learn from this?
Don't judge a spot by its covers. Don't judge a book by its covers. I mean, a leopard can change its spots. I've heard that said to me by police, by drug services, by social services, all that. You'll never change. And just people change. And if my story can help change somebody into going down before they get onto the drugs, or whilst they're on their drugs, or can even people who are going down crime rooms, if you can channel yourself into doing something positive, stay in college, don't listen to your mates, do what you want to do from a young age and be legit. Don't harm anyone. If I go to bed in the night, it's hard because my job does harm people. It doesn't intentionally, but if I can go to bed and not intentionally harm someone, I'm quite happy. Do you understand what I mean? So just if my story can change somebody listening or give somebody hope that there's hope at the end of the tunnel, then I'm happy.
Wicked.
That's it.
Honestly, like, very inspirational. I want you to win. You've got an inspiring story. I hear a lot of stories. I really want you to win. I do. Honestly. Thank you for coming down. Really, thank you for coming down. What I would say to you, business insurance. And a little tip I could give you as well, which might help you as well. Get some Ray-Bans.
Yeah, I know.
What you're doing is ideal. You're just walking around and just...
I know. I've been looking at them, but the reason I haven't got them...
Go on.
Is because I think I've actually used them. So I did a 5-day sleep out with the homeless and documented how the homeless lived. So me and Mad Money, we slept out for 5 days straight. Homeless. We slept on the streets. We went undercover in all the services with them Ray-Bans on. We used his set. We slept at the airport. We slept in a tent for 5 full days. We slept out to show what they live like. So we actually used them when we went undercover in. Some of the services wouldn't let me in because they knew who I was. They went, no, Cozzy, not today.
Oh.
Not today, but we got in some. And I think it's a bit sneaky. I think it's a bit, if I was going in somewhere undercover, I'd be wearing them, but I think just to walk around on the street,
It's better than that, though. It's better than that.
Yeah.
It's more discreet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just like, hey, you'd be like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I might look at some.
Good, wicked coming down here again. Thank you for sharing your story, man. I know, honestly, from speaking to you, and I know it's hard, because you've been through a lot, and I could see at you, there's times you might even feel uncomfortable, but I know we've just scratched the surface. I know there's layers to you. There's so much more to you. And again, you know, I commend you for sharing what you have done. A lot of things you're probably not ready to share yet. You know, you don't want to go there, which I get it. Do you know what I mean? But for what you have shared, you know, thank you. And again, sorry you had to go through all that, man. It's heartbreaking to hear, honestly.
Thanks for having us.
No problem, man. People, man, thank you for tuning in to Are We There Yet? That was Cozzy Media on the show, Cameron Mears. People, like, share, comment. Tell me what you like about the episode. Tell me, obviously, who you'd like to see on the show next. But again, thank you for tuning in. This is Are We There Yet? And I'm tuning out.
Belter.
Done, yeah?